right now we are seeing rap lyrics being used in court against artists.
I thought that's been a thing. I thought they've been using lyrics against rappers, and then like they were like, "Oh no, it's just art, it's not real or this and that." But then, like a lot of judges were like, "Yeah, it's art. You can't really use this in court." But then a lot of rappers literally were confessing to crimes in their music. We saw with Bobby Shmurda like 7 years ago when he made the song "Hot Gentleman," and then he went to court. Hey, you said this, and this, and then he went to jail for it. So did his friend Rowdy Rebel, and they got out like a year ago, if that. So I don't know. I always wondered how these lyrics in trial work, especially when it comes down to the new Young Thug and Gunna case. Let's have Phil explain everything.
Rappers like Young Thug and members of the Young Stoner Life label currently facing dozens of charges, including ones that accuse the label of being a criminal gang. And there, prosecutors are using their lyrics as confessions of criminal intent. Lyrics like, "I get all type of cash, I'm a general." And this, not a random out.
Out of all the lyrics, man, there's lyrics of Young Thug talking about shooting at YFN Lucci's mother. So out of all the lyrics, okay.
Experts have found over 500 cases where rap was used as legal evidence, and that is likely an undercount. But also, here's a key thing. Those same experts found only 4 instances since the 1950s where non-rap lyrics were used as evidence. And 3 of the 4 cases were tossed out while the other was overturned after conviction, which is why you have a lot of critics saying that rap is being unfairly targeted. That rather than looking at rap as free artistic expression like other forms of music, police and prosecutors are very eager to interpret it literally, saying,
I don't know how I feel about that because, yeah, it's true that it's not fair for the police to just listen to our music and automatically assume everything being said is real and try and get a prosecution or some type of conviction or some type of case going in general. I think that's definitely wrong. But if there is evidence of a crime being committed and the person committing the crime so happens to be a rapper and so happen to talk about lyrics about some type of criminal activity in the exact area that this investigation is being followed, I think definitely then you can look at the rap lyrics as some type of investigative, you know what I'm trying to say? If they already did a crime and they so happen to be a rapper, look at the lyrics, and maybe you can find something to add as evidence. Maybe. But definitely shouldn't be listening to like, oh, a new rapper came out. Oh, he's talking about shooting stuff. Okay, let's look into his past. Let's see if we can find anything. Yeah, that's definitely wrong. But yeah, it's 100% wrong because a lot of people use rap as a way to get out of the streets. So to have your words put you in some type of jeopardy, whether you did something or didn't, it's a little sus, to say the least.
They ignore the storytelling, figurative language, and hyperbole that's often used in rap. And among those critics, you actually had California Governor Gavin Newsom, who signed a bill limiting the use of rap lyrics as evidence last month. Also, New York, and even at the federal level, legislators are weighing similar bills. And in addition to that, yesterday we saw a massive stand from dozens of artists and major music companies, with the likes of Megan Thee Stallion, Drake, Jack Harlow, Future, Coldplay, and more signing an open letter. A letter reading, "More than any other art form, rap lyrics are essentially being used as confessions in an attempt to criminalize Black creativity and artistry," saying what's happening is an obvious disregard for free speech and calling it a racially targeted practice, with it then calling on prosecutors to voluntarily end this practice and on politicians at state and federal levels to finally enact legislation that would limit the use of rap lyrics in court. With that said, I do want to pass the question off to you. What are your thoughts on this?
It's so weird. Like, it's 100% weird it's weird. Like, this topic is weird. And the way that it's weird, I'll explain it. Sometimes I just say the same thing over and over, but the way I can explain it, like you hear it from these other artists, Black people are being like censored or monitored, and it's like a violation of free speech. Yes, it is. But at the same time, I can't really think of any white artists that talk about the stuff that we talk about. We hear a lot of rappers talk about shooting people, beating people up, glorifying drugs. And it's like, it's what the streets want to listen to. And at the same time, we have this big thing in the hip hop community. If you're not living your raps, then you fake. there was a couple rappers that came out like, yeah, Lil Tecca and Slim Jesus. They were like, yeah, no, I don't really do that street stuff. I just talk about shooting and I glorify violence in my music because people want to hear that. But no, I've never been in the streets. And a lot of people shun Slim Jesus. A lot of people still like Lil Tecca for some reason. But a lot of people shun Slim Jesus and some people shun Lil Tecca. A lot of people shunned YBN Namir because they never was about that street life, yet they rap about that street stuff. And it's definitely conflicting because it's like, oh, you want to hear the real, but I don't want to glorify killing innocent people. Like, and even if they aren't innocent, like when it came to Chief Keef and Tuka, Tuka died a part of somebody from the person that lived in O Block. I don't remember. There's a whole timeline of Chicago gang violence in general. But a man died in O Block. It wasn't called O Block at the time, but after he died, they named the area O Block in memory of him. He was killed because Tuka was killed. It was gang violence. And then we got Chief Keef rapping about smoking on Tuka. He don't do it now. Props on him for growing up and not dissing the dead. But he was like, yeah, smoking on Tuka. We about that old block shit, that gang life, this and that. And it's real. It's what made drill music popular because it was authentic. They were really in the trenches of the dangerous neighborhoods of Chicago. So it's good. It feels good to hear the music. It makes you feel a certain way. It gives you a type of energy. But at the same time, people really died over this music. And we can't say they haven't because they have. Just like people have gotten addicted to drugs through music. It happens. You hear somebody talking about, oh, I pop pills, I sip lean. And you in middle school, it make you want to pop pills and sip lean. If you say it doesn't, prominent evidence is Juice WRLD. He said he heard it. He heard Future rapping about it. Then he started doing it. It's kind of hard, man. Like when it comes back to the police are trying to get black people arrested because they're rapping about crimes they committed. It's not black and white, man. There's a lot of shade of gray in this. And you can't really just be like, oh, I'm okay with some of it, because if you're okay with some of it, you have to be okay with all of it. There's no way you can say, yeah, I don't think the police should look into the criminal evidence of rap lyrics. But then you have actual murderers becoming rappers, becoming famous while still committing crimes. Everybody will say, RIP this person or free this person, but they never talk about the victim. He killed somebody else's kid. That family has to live with their child being dead, and everybody's just like, oh, this guy's amazing, free him. Like, or RIP to him, even though he took several bodies. King Von, he was a prominent gangster. He killed, or shot at, sorry, I don't know the 100% facts. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, he killed this person. But he had a lot of evidence of gang violence. I will say that. He had evidence of gang violence. Someone did end up losing their life because of King Von, yet everybody say RIP Von. Nobody say RIP to the person that King Von killed, or shout out to the family that King Von killed, or I wish you well to all the families that King Von impacted negatively because King Von made good music. It's not right. It's not fair. And I can't sit here and say police shouldn't look into rap lyrics being bad when a lot of rappers do a lot of bad stuff. And it's hard because the bad stuff is what sells. It's a no-win scenario. Either you rap about stuff people don't care about and don't get nowhere, or you rap about the stuff people do care about, which could get you potentially locked up. I don't know, man. It's super hard and conflicting. I don't know. What do you guys think? Because I can't sit here and say the police shouldn't be looking at these lyrics when there are legitimate murderers out here rapping about the bodies they took. That shit's not cool with me. Like, a lot of people think it's cool and fun to just say, yeah, I killed someone, I shot at them, they shot at me. That shit is not cool. That shit is not cool at all. And I don't know who gave the green light on saying that killing people was a cool thing to do, because it's not. Absolutely not. But that's all I gotta say on this. Let's continue with this.
Think it should be allowed to be used? No, it shouldn't. By all of a sudden making this move that the artists want, are you accidentally creating a loophole? But also, if legislation gets...
You 100% are creating a loophole, and you could potentially get legitimate criminals. You can get criminals out of getting arrested for their crimes, but at the same time, you could end up having people that didn't commit crimes get looked under a microscope, which could potentially get them in crimes that weren't related to the music as well, which creates a whole Big Brother thing. Oh, we're looking at you because we think you're killing people because your music say you're killing people. And it turns out you're just addicted to illegal substances, so we're gonna book you on that. Because we were looking here, but we found this, we're gonna book you on this. So no, I don't, like, it's hard, man. It's honestly hard. It's ridiculous. There's no way to solve this. None whatsoever. I don't see it being solved.
Gets put in place, are we really going to see like a rise of people admitting to crimes in rap? And
they already do that. They do that. People admit to crimes in rap. They do it because people love when you authentic.